October 29th, 1974. Kinshasa, Zaire. The night before the legendary Rumble in the jungle, Muhammad Ali was about to face George Foreman for the heavyweight championship of the world. But what nobody knows is that Ali almost didn't make it to that fight. A janitor saved his life that night. And what happened 40 years later will leave you absolutely speechless. The Intercontinental Hotel in Kinshasa was buzzing with energy. Reporters, photographers, boxing officials, everyone was there for the biggest fight in history. Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman. The fight the world had been waiting for. In room 51, Muhammad Ali sat on his bed, staring at the ceiling. His trainer Angelo Dundee had just left. "Get some rest, champ. Tomorrow's your night." But Ali couldn't sleep. The pressure was immense. George Foreman was a monster, undefeated, unstoppable. Everyone said Ali was too old, too slow, that he'd get killed in that ring. Ali walked to the window, looking out at the Zaire night. "I have to win," he whispered to himself, "for everyone who believes in me." A knock at the door. Ali opened it to find a hotel staff member holding a silver tray. "Compliments of the hotel, Mr. Ali. Special meal for the champion." The tray held a beautifully prepared steak, vegetables, and a glass of what looked like fresh juice. Ali smiled. "I didn't order this, but thank you." The man bowed and left. Ali brought the tray inside, set it on the table. He was hungry. He'd barely eaten all day from nerves. But what Ali didn't know was that this meal would change everything. And the person who noticed something was wrong was someone nobody would expect. Down the hallway, pushing a cleaning cart, was Marcus Okafor, a 58-year-old janitor who'd worked at the hotel for 15 years. Quiet man, kept to himself. Nobody paid much attention to him. But Marcus had a secret buried so deep that even he tried to forget it. 30 years earlier, Marcus Okafor wasn't a janitor. He was a boxer. Not a great one. He never made it past the local circuit in Nigeria, but he loved the sport with his whole heart. He dreamed of being a champion, of hearing crowds chant his name. But life had other plans. An injury, a bad decision, poverty. He ended up here, cleaning hotel rooms, invisible to the world. As Marcus pushed his cart past room 512, he saw the hotel staff member who just delivered the meal. The man was walking quickly, too quickly, checking over his shoulder. Something felt wrong. Marcus had learned to trust his instincts. In boxing, a split second of hesitation could cost you everything. In life, too. He stopped his cart, waited, watched. The staff member disappeared around the corner, but not before Marcus saw something that made his blood run cold. The man was counting money. A thick stack of bills, American dollars, way too much for a hotel worker's salary. Marcus's mind raced. That meal, that tray, Ali. What if? He didn't finish the thought. He ran. What Marcus did next probably saved the greatest boxer who ever lived. Marcus burst through the stairwell door and sprinted up to the 5th floor. His heart pounded, not from exertion but from fear. If he was right, if that meal was poisoned or drugged, Ali could be unconscious in minutes, or worse. He reached room 512 and knocked frantically. "Mr. Ali, please don't eat." No answer. He knocked harder. "Sir, it's urgent." The door swung open. Muhammad Ali stood there, fork in hand, a piece of steak halfway to his mouth. "What's wrong with you, man?" Ali looked confused. "You trying to give me a heart attack before the fight?" Marcus was breathless. "The food, sir. Don't eat it. Something's not right." Ali lowered the fork slowly. "What are you talking about? I saw the man who delivered it. He was paid. A lot of money. Please, sir, just don't eat it." Ali studied Marcus's face. The desperation, the fear, the certainty. And then Ali did something that would connect their lives forever. He believed him. Ali set down the fork. "You sure about this?" Marcus nodded. "I can't prove it, but I know something's wrong. I feel it." Ali looked at the tray, then back at Marcus. "What's your name?" "Marcus, sir. Marcus Okafor." Ali extended his hand. "Thank you, Marcus. You might have just saved my life." But the story was just beginning, because what they discovered about that meal would shock everyone. Within an hour, Ali's security team had the food analyzed by a doctor staying at the hotel. The results were terrifying. The juice contained a powerful sedative, enough to knock Ali unconscious for 16 hours. He would have missed the fight entirely. Or worse, if he'd somehow made it to the ring, he'd have been so impaired that Foreman could have killed him. The investigation moved quickly. The hotel staff member who delivered the meal had disappeared. But they found evidence. He'd been paid $5,000 by someone connected to gambling syndicates. With millions of dollars bet on the fight, some people wanted to make sure Ali never made it to the ring. That night, in his hotel room with extra security posted outside, Ali asked to see Marcus again. When the janitor arrived, Ali was sitting on his bed, his face serious. "Marcus, You saved my life tonight. How did you know? Marcus looked down. I didn't know for sure. I saw something wrong and I couldn't ignore it. But why did you care? Ali pressed. You don't know me. Most people wouldn't have risked it. Marcus was quiet for a long moment. Then he spoke, his voice barely above a whisper. Because I know what it's like to have your dream taken from you. Ali leaned forward. What do you mean? I was a boxer once, Mr. Ali. Not a great one, but I loved it. Then I got hurt, lost everything, ended up here. When I saw that man, when I thought about someone trying to take your dream away. Marcus's voice cracked. I couldn't let it happen to someone else. Ali looked at this janitor, this man who the world ignored, and saw something that changed him. What's your full name? Ali asked. Marcus Okafor, sir. Ali stood up and shook his hand again, but this time he didn't let go. Marcus Okafor, tomorrow I'm going to win that fight, and when I do, I'm going to dedicate it to you, because you reminded me what courage really looks like. Marcus's eyes filled with tears. Just win, Mr. Ali. That's all I need. The next day, Muhammad Ali shocked the world, but what happened after was even more incredible. October 30th, 1974, 4 a.m., the fight that would become legend. Muhammad Ali stepped into the ring in Kinshasa Stadium, 60,000 people chanting his name. Ali Bomaye, Ali Bomaye, Ali kill him. George Foreman was a mountain of muscle, undefeated, terrifying. But Ali had something Foreman didn't, a man who'd saved his life believing in him. The fight was brutal. Ali used his rope-a-dope strategy, letting Foreman punch himself tired. In the 8th round, Ali unleashed a combination that sent Foreman crashing to the canvas. The crowd exploded. Ali was champion of the world again. In the chaos of celebration, in a sea of cameras and reporters, Ali's eyes scanned the crowd. He was looking for someone. And then he saw him. Marcus Okafor, standing at the back, tears streaming down his face, watching the champion he'd saved. Ali pointed at him, mouthed the words, "Thank you." Marcus nodded. That was enough, more than enough. But this wasn't the end of their story. Because 40 years later, something happened that nobody saw coming. June 2014. Kinshasa, Zaire, now the Democratic Republic of Congo. Marcus Okafor was 98 years old now, living in a small house on the outskirts of the city. His health was failing. His children had moved away. He spent most of his days sitting on his porch, watching the world go by. He'd lived a quiet life after that night. Never told anyone his story. Never asked Ali for anything. He'd watched Ali's career from afar. The victories, the losses, the Parkinson's diagnosis, the Olympic torch in 1996. Marcus always felt proud, even though nobody knew his part in the story. One afternoon, a car pulled up to Marcus's small house. A young woman stepped out, American, well-dressed, carrying a briefcase. "Mr. Okafor," she asked. Marcus squinted. "Yes, my name is Laila Ali, Muhammad Ali's daughter." Marcus's breath caught. He hadn't heard that name spoken to him in 40 years. "I need to talk to you about something very important," Laila continued. "It's about my father." Marcus invited her inside, his hands trembling. What she told him next would change everything he thought he knew. The truth had been hidden for 4 decades. Laila sat across from Marcus in his modest living room. She pulled out an old leather journal from her briefcase. "Mr. Okafor, my father passed away recently, as you might have heard." Marcus nodded, wiping his eyes. He'd cried when he heard the news. "When we were going through his belongings, we found this journal. He kept it for years, writing about moments that shaped his life." She opened it carefully. "And there's an entire section about you." She began to read. October 29th, 1974. "Tonight, a janitor named Marcus Okafor saved my life. But he doesn't know the full truth. He doesn't know that I was about to give up. I was scared. I thought I couldn't beat Foreman. I was ready to fake an illness and pull out of the fight. Then Marcus knocked on my door. This man who had nothing, who the world ignored, risked everything to save a dream that wasn't even his. He showed me what real courage looks like. Not the courage to throw punches, but the courage to care when nobody's watching. Marcus gave me more than my life that night. He gave me my purpose back." Layla looked up, tears in her eyes. "There's more." She turned the page. "I've been sending Marcus money every month for 40 years. He doesn't know it's from me. I set it up through a charity, listed as community support. I wanted him to live with dignity, but I knew he'd never accept it if he knew it came from me. Marcus saved my life by giving without expecting anything. I honored his life by giving the same way," he whispered. "All these years I thought it was just I never knew. It was him," Layla said softly. "Every month, he never forgot you. But there was one more thing." Layla pulled out an envelope. "He wrote you a letter before he died. He wanted you to have it." Marcus's hands shook as he opened the envelope. The letter was written in Ali's distinctive handwriting, shaky from Parkinson's, but still unmistakably his. "Dear Marcus,
If you're reading this, I'm gone, but I needed you to know the truth before I left. You saved my life that night in Kinshasa, but more than that, you saved my soul. I was a coward that night, ready to quit, ready to run. You showed me what a real champion looks like. A real champion doesn't fight for glory. A real champion fights for others. You spent your whole life being invisible, Marcus, but you were the most visible person in the world to me. Every time I stepped in a ring after that night, I thought of you. Every time I stood up for what I believed in, refusing Vietnam, standing for civil rights, using my voice, I remembered that a janitor cared enough to save a stranger's dream. You didn't save Muhammad Ali the boxer that night. You saved Muhammad Ali the man. I've tried to honor you by living a life worthy of your courage. I hope I succeeded. You are my hero, Marcus. You always will be. Thank you for seeing me when I couldn't see myself. Your friend always, Muhammad Ali. Marcus clutched the letter to his chest, decades of emotion pouring out. He never forgot, Lila said, her own voice breaking. Not for one single day. 3 months later, Marcus Okafor passed away peacefully in his sleep. He was 98 years old. At his funeral, something extraordinary happened. Lila Ali flew back to the Democratic Republic of Congo to attend. She brought with her Ali's actual championship belt from the Rumble in the Jungle, the belt from the fight Marcus had saved. This belongs here, she said, placing it on Marcus's casket, because without this man there would have been no fight, no victory, no legend. She told Marcus's story to everyone gathered. The children who'd never known their grandfather was connected to the greatest boxer in history. The neighbors who'd only known him as the quiet old man on the porch. The community who'd never understood why he always had a distant look in his eyes when boxing came on TV. Marcus Okafor wasn't just a janitor. He was the man who saved Muhammad Ali. The man who reminded a champion what courage really meant. The man who changed history by caring when nobody was watching. Here's what most people don't understand about heroes. They're not always the ones in the spotlight. They're not always the ones with the microphones and the cameras. Sometimes they're the ones pushing a cleaning cart down a hotel hallway at midnight. Sometimes they're the ones who risk everything for someone else's dream because they remember what it felt like to lose their own. Marcus Okafor never wanted recognition. He never wanted fame. He just wanted to do the right thing at the right moment. And that single act of courage, that one decision to knock on a door and say, "Don't eat that food," changed the course of boxing history. Muhammad Ali went on to become more than a champion. He became a voice for justice, a symbol of courage, an inspiration to millions. And every single achievement that came after October 29, 1974, happened because a janitor cared enough to act. So the next time you think your actions don't matter, remember Marcus Okafor. Remember that one person in one moment, with one act of courage, can change the entire world. Muhammad Ali once said, "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth." Marcus Okafor paid that rent every single day of his life. He saved a champion not for reward, but because it was right. And in doing so, he became a champion himself. The kind of champion the world never sees but desperately needs. If this story moved you, subscribe to our channel. We upload a new inspiring story every single day. Tomorrow's episode will blow your mind. Trust me. Drop a comment. Would you have had the courage to knock on that door? Let me know. I'm out. Peace.